My wife declared, "You're lucky I settled for you. I could do so much better." I agreed, "You could." Then I made it easy for her to do better by serving her divorce papers. Her lawyer's face when she saw the ironclad postnup she'd signed drunk. Original post I, 38 male, was sitting at our kitchen table Saturday morning, drinking coffee and reading work emails. My wife Natalie, 35, was scrolling through Instagram, occasionally showing me pictures of her friends, vacations, new cars, bigger houses. "Look at Melissa's husband," she said, shoving her phone in my face. "Bought her a Tesla for her birthday. Meanwhile, I'm stuck with a 3-year-old Acura. The Acura MDX, that I bought her, for $52,000. But okay. That's nice for Melissa," I said, going back to my laptop. Natalie slammed her phone down. "You know what, Craig? You're lucky I settled for you." I looked up. "What?" She leaned back, that smug expression she gets when she thinks she's about to drop some profound truth. "I could do so much better. I'm attractive, educated, sophisticated. You're adequate, a mid-level manager at a boring company. I lowered my standards because you were stable, but honestly, I deserve more." We'd been married 7 years, together 9. This wasn't the first time she'd said something like this, but something about the casual cruelty, the matter-of-fact delivery over Saturday morning coffee just hit different. "You're right," I said calmly. "You could do better." She blinked, surprised I agreed. "Finally, you admit it." "Absolutely, you shouldn't settle for adequate." "Exactly. Maybe you'll actually step up now, and—" "No, I think you misunderstood. I'm gonna make it easy for you to do better." Monday morning, she was served at her yoga studio. Right after her hot yoga class, in front of her whole friend group. Update 1. The meltdown was spectacular. Natalie burst through the door Monday evening like a hurricane. I was in my home office, already expecting this. "What the hell is this?" She threw the papers at me. "Divorce papers. You said you could do better. I'm giving you that opportunity." "This is insane. I didn't mean it literally." "Oh, what did you mean when you said I was adequate and you settled?" I was just, you're being ridiculous. We're married." "Not for much longer." Her face went from red to white. "You can't divorce me over one comment." "It wasn't one comment, Natalie. It's been years of comments. Years of being told I'm not enough, my job isn't impressive enough, our house isn't big enough, the car isn't new enough. I'm done being your consolation prize. I'm not signing anything. We'll go to counseling." "Too late for that." She switched tactics, tears appearing instantly. "Baby, please. I didn't mean it. You know I love you." "No, I know you love what I provide. There's a difference." Then came the threat. "Fine, I'll take everything. The house, alimony, everything. My lawyer will destroy you." I smiled, actually smiled. "About that, remember our trip to wine country 3 years ago?" Her face changed. "What about it? Remember that night at the vineyard? You got absolutely hammered on that wine tasting? So? Remember signing those papers at the hotel? You said it was insurance forms, and laughed about how romantic I wasn't." The color drained completely from her face. "What papers?" "Our post-nuptial agreement. You know, the one where we agreed to waive alimony and split assets based on individual contribution if either party initiates divorce for any reason other than infidelity or abuse." That's not legal. I was drunk." "You had 3 glasses of wine over 4 hours, and then insisted on having a notary witness it because you thought it was funny to make it super official. The notary's testimony and the hotel security footage of you enthusiastically signing it are pretty compelling." She stood there, mouth opening and closing like a fish. "By the way," I continued, "I've contributed 78% of our marital assets. The forensic accountant has all the records." Update 2. Tuesday through Thursday was psychological warfare. First, Natalie tried the supportive wife routine. Made my favorite dinners. Wore the lingerie I bought her 2 years ago. Still had the tags on until Monday night. Actually asked about my day. "Honey, I've been thinking," she said Wednesday over pot roast. "You're right. I haven't appreciated you. Let's work on us." "Pass the salt, please." "Craig, I'm trying here." "I know, it's just 3 years too late." Thursday, she brought in reinforcements. Her mother, Gloria, showed up unannounced. "Craig, sweetheart," Gloria started, settling her designer bag on my couch. "Natalie tells me there's been a misunderstanding." "No misunderstanding. Natalie said she settled for me. I'm unsettling her." "All couples say things they don't mean." Gloria, did you know she told me at your Christmas dinner that she should have married Trevor because at least he had ambition? Gloria's face tightened. She was drinking. She was stone sober. You were there. You laughed. That was just... Or when she told your book club that she married me for security, not passion, and you all nodded sympathetically. Gloria stood up. Natalie, we're leaving. But Mom, now. That evening, Natalie's father called. Richard was old school, military background. Son, I heard what's happening. Richard, good for you. Girl's been spoiled her whole life. Gloria's fault. Maybe this'll teach her something. You need anything, you call me. Thanks, Richard. And Craig? That post-nup thing? Brilliant. Wish I'd thought of that. Update 3 Friday. Natalie hired an attorney. Veronica Steinberg, apparently some hot shot who specialized in overturning prenups and postnups. I got the call Friday afternoon. Mr. Craig, this is Veronica Steinberg representing Natalie. I understand there's a postnuptial agreement in question. There's no question. It exists. Contracts signed under the influence aren't valid, Mr. Craig. She wasn't under the influence. I have receipts showing she had 3 glasses of wine over 4 hours, security footage of her walking straight, speaking clearly, and joking with the notary, plus the notary's statement that she appeared completely coherent. Silence. Furthermore, I continued, the agreement was actually her idea initially. I have text messages from 2 weeks before the trip where she suggested we should have one because, quote, if you ever get fat and boring, I want an easy out. I simply took her advice and made it mutual. I'll need to review this with my client. You do that. My lawyer's contact information is in the response we filed. Monday morning, got a call from my attorney, James. Craig, you're going to love this. Miss Steinberg just called. She reviewed everything. She's advising Natalie to take the settlement offer. What did Natalie say? According to Steinberg, and I quote, this is impossibly unfair, and then threw a designer shoe at the wall. So she's taking it? She doesn't have a choice. The postnup is ironclad. You did everything right? Date-stamped photos, notary witness, video evidence of sobriety. Hell, you even have her thanking you for being so responsible in a text the next morning. The settlement was straightforward. House sold, proceeds split based on contribution 78/22. Retirement accounts remain separate. No alimony. She keeps her car, jewelry, and personal belongings. I keep my pension and stock options. Update 4. The real entertainment started when Natalie realized what divorce actually meant for her lifestyle. She posted on Facebook, starting fresh. Sometimes you have to leave toxic situations to find yourself. #new beginnings, strong women. Her friend Alyssa commented, you're so brave. Is Craig giving you the house? Natalie, working out the details. I commented, house goes on the market next week, per the postnuptial agreement you enthusiastically signed. She deleted the entire post within minutes. Then came the apartment hunting reality check. Natalie called me, crying, Craig, these apartments are disgusting. They want $2,500 for a 1-bedroom. Sounds about right for this area? I can't afford that on my salary. Right. Natalie worked part-time as a social media consultant for her friend's boutique. Made maybe $30 a year. The rest of her lifestyle was funded by my adequate salary. Maybe Melissa's Tesla-buying husband has a guest house, I suggested. This isn't funny. I'm not joking. You said you could do better. Go do better. She tried one more manipulation. Showed up at my office with lunch from my favorite place. Hi, stranger. Thought you might be hungry. My assistant Carol looked at me with raised eyebrows. Natalie, you can't be here. It's a public building. It's a private office. Carol, can you call security? This is insane. I'm your wife. For about 6 more weeks. As security escorted her out, she yelled, you'll regret this. I made you who you are. Carol, bless her, muttered, pretty sure his MBA and 15 years of experience did that. Update 5. The final negotiations were happening when Natalie played her last card. I want the lake house, she announced through her lawyer. The lake house was my inheritance from my grandmother. Premarital asset, not part of the settlement. No. Then I'm not signing. James laughed, actually laughed. She doesn't have to sign. This is a no-fault state. The divorce proceeds either way. She's just making it more expensive for herself. But Natalie had one more trick. She called my mom. My phone rang at 10 p.m. Mom. Craig. Natalie called me crying. Of course she did. She said you're being cruel. I'm divorcing her, Mom. She said it's because of one little comment. Mom, remember last Thanksgiving when she told you your turkey was dry and that's why we should go to her mother's instead? That was rude, yes. Remember Christmas when she said my gift to her was thoughtless in front of everyone? She apologized for that. No, she said sorry you took it that way. Remember my birthday when she forgot and then said birthdays were for children anyway? Long pause. She's not a nice person, is she? No, Mom, she's not. Want me to block her number? That'd be great. Update 6. 3 weeks before the divorce was final, Natalie went nuclear. She started dating aggressively, posting constantly on Instagram. So nice to be with a real man. Finally being treated like the queen I am. The real man was Nathan, some crypto bro she met at a bar. He drove a leased BMW and talked constantly about his portfolio. I didn't care until she brought him to the house while I was packing my things. Oh, Craig, didn't know you'd be here, she said sweetly. This is Nathan. Nathan, this is my ex. Nathan looked me up and down. So you're the guy who couldn't keep her happy. I laughed. Genuinely laughed. Nathan, right? Let me give you some advice. She costs about $8,000 a month to maintain. Minimum. She'll expect weekly dinners at restaurants you can't afford, monthly shopping sprees, quarterly vacations. That BMW lease payment is going to look real cute next to her credit card bills. Craig, Natalie hissed. Oh, and she doesn't actually like crypto. She told me last month it's for tech bro losers with small portfolios. Nathan looked at Natalie. You said you were into crypto. I am. I love Bitcoin. I packed my last box and headed for the door. Good luck, Nathan. You're gonna need it. Final update. The divorce was finalized on a Tuesday, exactly 2 months after that Saturday morning coffee conversation. The house sold for $890,000. After the mortgage and fees, we netted $400,000. My 78% share, $312,000. Her 22% share, $88,000. She thought that was a windfall until she realized that was literally all she was getting. No alimony, no ongoing support, just 88 calories and whatever she could earn at the boutique. The last text exchange we had. Natalie, I can't believe you're doing this. Me, you said you settled for me. I just agreed with you. I didn't mean it. Then you shouldn't have said it. Words have consequences. You planned this, the whole post-nup thing. Me, actually no. I had hoped we'd never need it, but when you kept telling me I wasn't enough, I realized I needed protection. Turns out, I was right. Nathan dumped me. That was fast. He said I was too expensive. Sounds like he couldn't do better either. I hate you. No, you hate that you can't manipulate me anymore. She didn't respond. I found out through mutual friends what happened next. She moved back in with her parents. The boutique restructured and let her go. She's working as a receptionist at a dental office, still posting inspirational quotes about knowing your worth, dating guys from apps who ghost her after finding out she's 35 and living with her parents. Richard, her dad, called me last week. Craig, just wanted you to know what you did. Teaching moment. Natalie's learning that the real world doesn't care about her feelings. Should have happened 20 years ago. Thanks, Richard. Gloria's mad as hell, of course, says you took advantage. Of course she does. But between you and me, that post-nup thing was genius. Natalie laughed about it for months after signing it. Kept calling you a paranoid planner. Bet she's not laughing now. Probably not. You seeing anyone? Actually, yeah. Someone from my running club. She's an engineer. Has her own house, own car, own life. Doesn't need me for anything except companionship. Good for you. And Craig? Thanks for the 7 years you put up with my daughter. You're a better man than most. 6 months post-divorce now. I kept the lake house, bought a nice condo downtown. My adequate job got me promoted to senior director. Funny how much better I perform without someone constantly telling me I'm not enough. Ran into Natalie at a coffee shop last month. She was sitting alone, swiping through an app. Craig? Natalie. You look good. Thanks, you too. I'm sorry for saying you weren't enough. You were more than enough. I just couldn't see it. I know. Could we maybe? No. I didn't even finish. Whatever you were gonna ask, no. You wanted better. Keep looking. I left with my coffee. She texted me that night. I made the biggest mistake of my life. I didn't respond. Some bridges once burned don't deserve rebuilding. The moral of the story? When someone tells you you're not enough, believe them. Then remove yourself from their equation and let them solve for X on their own. Turns out X equals she played herself. Oh, and always get important agreements notarized, even if your spouse is drunk and thinks it's hilarious, especially then.